Hi everybody, this is Robert Woodruff from Woodruff Investing and the Keys to Cash Flow. Wanted to come to you today and tell you about a beautiful little thing that I've learned over the years, becoming a real estate investor, that helped me achieve my dreams. It helped me become a real estate investor, and I didn't even know about it, as a matter of fact, back when I became a real estate investor. But now that I found out about it, it completely makes sense, and it's exactly what I implemented at the time, but I just didn't know it. So I figured this would be very important to bring to you today so that you could learn from it, so that you might aspire to become, not only try to become, but actually become whatever it is that you're setting your dreams on. Okay, just for this video though, we're going to go off of my story, which was becoming a real estate investor. When I became a real estate investor, when I decided that I was going to be a full-time flipper, I dabbled in mobile homes, did a lot of other stuff, did really well with it, but then I came back to the houses and I was like, wow, I really want to get in on this high market. I want to start cashing out these big checks, and that's what actually got my attention. But I decided after getting my first course and reading it, that I went right home and I read it, and I looked at my wife and I told my wife, I am a full-time real estate investor now. And she kind of laughed and chuckled. She did. I hadn't really got into the real estate aspect too much up until that point. But she just chuckled. She said, oh, whatever, you're silly. I said, no, that's what I am. I am officially a full-time real estate investor. And she's like, well, what about your part-time job? I said, I'll keep it. I was in college. I said, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to do this and put all my time into it, and this is what I am, and this is what I am right now. So what I did is we went and hung out with my friends, and she was in chiropractic school at the time, so we had our different hangouts, and over the next week, I told everybody that we knew that I was a real estate investor. And my wife, we'd come back home at the end of the evening, she looked at me and she said, Bob, what the heck are you talking about? You hadn't even done your first big real estate deal, and you're already going around telling everybody that you're a real estate investor. I said, well, I had to have really super thick skin to get through that. It's one thing to have a support structure, but then when the person that, that you love the most and that is your support structure looks at you and says, well, what are you doing? Well, there's a means to an end when it comes to that. And that's what I'm here to tell you about today. Okay, when it comes to being whatever you set your dreams on, the first thing you have to do is be, do, and then have. And it goes exactly in that order. Okay, so if you want to be a real estate investor, first you got to be a real estate investor before you do the things that real estate investors do, before you have the things that real estate investors have. It's just that simple. So when my wife was looking at me back in the day and she said, Bobby, you were just crazy. You were absurd. Why are you going out and telling everybody you're a real estate investor? I said, because I knew that's where my heart was set. As soon as I realized it, that's what I was going to do. So I went around and I started telling everybody right then and there that I was a real estate investor. And I did it. And I had no shame whatsoever. And I know that sounds a little absurd. How are you going to go tell somebody you're a real estate investor without doing your first big deal yet? Well, it's not about that. You have to be a real estate investor before you do the things that real estate investors do, before you have the things that real estate investors have. So I know it might be a mountain to overcome, but if you want to become a real estate investor, if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a stockbroker, whatever it is, an entrepreneur, then you need to go around and tell everybody today, right now, don't wait. Go around and tell everybody you know right now that that's what you are and that's what you're going to do, and then stick to it. Because once you start being a real estate investor, then you will do the things that real estate investors do. I know. It's the same thing that happened to me. And then you start to have what real estate investors have. And people just might look at you and say you're lucky. So, anyways, that was the little thing I wanted to bring to you. It's be, do, and have. You got to be it before you do the things that they do, before you have the things that they have. If you'd like to learn more stuff like this, please visit me at www.thekeystoCashflow.com. All right, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye.